Fun fact, my students in South Korea got me this watch, and I still use it to this day. I'm Teacher Tiffany. Let's jump right in. All right, today I'm going to teach you how to master English pronunciation in 7 days. Now, many of you are living in countries where you're not able to meet native English speakers, so you find it hard to master English pronunciation. Well, if you use this 7-day plan, I guarantee you will improve and master English pronunciation. Now, the first thing you need to do is pick a specific sound. So let's say, for example, you're having a hard time mastering the F sound, okay? So let's say you picked that sound. Now we're going to start with day 1. Remember, you're trying to master the F sound, all right? So day 1, here we go. For day 1, you need to learn the proper mouth placement. The focus of day 1 is learning exactly how to form your mouth in order to make the sound properly. In other words, you need to see what the sound looks like visually. Again, we're talking about the F sound. Suddenly, when I covered my mouth, you got confused, right? Well, you see, the F sound requires you put your front teeth on your bottom lip. Again, F. So now when you make the sound, yes, you're trying to mimic my sound, but you also know visually what it looks like, okay? So day 1 involves that. So let's go back to my notes. Here we go. Why is this important? You see, sounds can change depending on the shape of your mouth. On the left, you see the O sound, and on the right, you see the F sound. So knowing the proper shape in your head will definitely help you a lot. Now, you will be able to practice even when you are alone and feel more confident. Just like I said before, now that you guys know the F sound is your front teeth on your bottom lip, you will be able to practice on your own, okay? Now, guys, I'm getting over a cold, so that's why I sound a little bit different. So I still wanted to make a video for you guys, though, okay? So let's keep going. Here we go. Now, let's see how to do this actually in steps. So the first thing you want to do is search online to find an explanation of the sound. Make sure there is a picture or video. Then you're going to study the explanation until you understand it. Again, we said the sound for this week is F, the F sound. Now, I already showed you how to make the sound with your front teeth on your bottom lip. So you're going to practice that over and over again until you understand it, right? Now, the final step is practice in the mirror, making your mouth look like what you are seeing. Now, guys, I've had one of my students in Korea do this, and she perfected the F sound because she practiced on her own in the mirror. I was amazed, okay? All right, so that's day 1. Now let's move on to day number 2. Now, for day number 2, you're going to pick vocabulary words and repeat. The focus of day 2 is finding 25 vocabulary words that have the specific sound you pick and then repeat them. In other words, you need to listen to them and then repeat what you hear. So, for example, let's say I chose frank, full, fair, far, right? Frank, far, frank, far. I'm going to repeat these words over and over again. Again, I picked them and I want to practice the sound. Now, why is this important? Let me show you really quickly why this is important. Hearing the sound in various words will help you become more comfortable with it. Now, what's the result? Your own pronunciation will improve and you will feel more confident. So how do you do this? All right, step 1. What you're going to do is search the online dictionary for 25 words. Now, I know that seems like a lot, but guys, remember, you're just reading these words, okay? So select 25 words that have the sound you are practicing for that week. Remember, for my week, I chose the F sound. So I'm going to find 25 words with the F sound, okay? Now, the next step is you need to play the audio file for each word and repeat after the audio file, okay? And finally, Repeat the word until you sound the same as the audio file. Remember the shape of your mouth. Remember, this is day 2. You're going to keep repeating it until you sound like the file. Trust me, it does work, okay? And that leads us right into day number 3. All right, for day number 3, what you're going to do is watch a video with a transcript. The focus of day 3 is learning by watching a native English speaker. In other words, you will see someone make the sound in a real life situation. So, again, guys, I've always told you about the power of video and how important it is for you guys to practice with videos. That's what's happening on day number 3, okay? So here we go. The importance, watching someone use it in real life helps your brain make connections. Think about it, guys. When you saw me at the beginning of the video say the F sound, your brain connected the F sound with my teeth on my bottom lip, right? That's what will happen in your brain when you see a video that has someone making the sound, okay? And what will the result be? Here we go. You will be able to make the sound more naturally. So instead of you sounding like this, family, you will sound like this, family, because now you know exactly how to do it because of the shape. You've heard it on day 2, and now on day 3, you've seen someone actually use the word in a real conversation. Now let's see the steps though, okay? Here we go, back to my screen. Step number 1, here we go. The first thing you need to do is find a video online about a topic you like that includes a transcript. Remember, I always tell you guys to find a video that you actually like, something that you're interested in, because that will help you follow along and continue watching it. And also, you need a transcript so that you can search the transcript and see where the word that has your sound in it is located, okay? All right, so you find the video, then you need to quickly find 5 places where the sound appears in the transcript. And finally, you're going to play the video and look for those 5 places. Then repeat it until you are comfortable, okay? Repeat those until you're comfortable, all right? Very, very important for you guys, okay? All right, now we're going to move on to day number 4. Here we go. All right, guys. So day number 4, read multiple sentences. The focus of day 4 is learning by reading multiple sentences. In other words, you will improve your pronunciation by practicing the sound in various contexts. All right, why is this important? You see, reading out loud helps you to hear your mistakes and fix them. You see, a lot of times when you're reading, you may be reading with your mouth closed and just reading in your mind. But your mouth needs to also match what you're seeing. So read out loud. Don't worry about making mistakes, because when you make the mistakes, you will hear them and say to yourself, why don't I sound like the person that was on the TV screen? Or why don't I sound like the person I heard in the audio file? So it actually helps you to hear yourself, okay? All right, now what will the result be? Like I mentioned, you will become more comfortable making the sound because you can hear your own mistakes and correct them. Now, step 1, the first thing you want to do is find a blog post online. Then you're going to quickly find 5 places where the sound appears in the blog post. And finally, read the sentences out loud. Look in the mirror to see your mouth, okay? Now, guys, I want to remind you, I do have a free PDF that goes along with this lesson, so don't worry. You can review, you can print out the PDF totally for free. The link is in the description, the first link. Download the PDF totally for free, so don't worry, okay? All right, so let's move on to day number 5. Here we go. Day number 5. On day number 5, this is where it gets fun because you're going to test your speed. The focus of day 5 is testing your ability to pronounce words quickly. In other words, you will see how well you are able to make the sound over and over. In English, we have something called a tongue twister. which is used when you say certain words together and you feel like your tongue can't necessarily say them properly. It gets twisted. So when you do a speed test, let's say, for example, you're practicing again the F sound, and I have far, family, frank. Okay? Far, family, frank, right? If I say them slowly, far, family, frank, no problem. But for practice, I need to speed up. Far, family, frank, far, family, frank, far, family, frank. You can do the same thing, because what happens when you start to say them quickly, it helps your tongue get used to it, and it also helps your mouth get used to it. Now, the speed test, your goal is to get a certain amount within 60 seconds, all right? So let's go back to my screen. Here we go. Why is this important? Speed and repetition enhance skill. So the result will be your tongue will get more comfortable making the sound. Now, how do you do this? What are the steps? First, find 25 words with the sound, different from the words that we talked about on day 2, okay? Remember, you're not memorizing these words. You're just finding words that have the sound that you're focusing on, okay? All right. So the next thing you want to do is you need to listen to the pronunciation first. Then you're going to give yourself 60 seconds. See how many you can say in 60 seconds. And then try to get faster. All right, so remember, by going faster, it's kind of a game with yourself, but you actually are improving your pronunciation. Guys, trust me, if you follow this, you will definitely improve your pronunciation, but you have to be focused. You have to be willing to put in the hard work, okay? All right, now let's move on to day number 6. It's getting good, guys. All right, so day number 6 involves fixing your problems. The focus of day 6 is fixing the problems you had with certain words. In other words, you will work on the words that were difficult for you. It's inevitable. Look that word up, guys. It's inevitable means it's going to happen. There's not anything you can do about it. There are going to be words that are hard for you, but you can make those words your strengths. So find your problem words. That's the focus of day 6. Find the problem words, okay? Now, why is this important? Here we go. This is important because correcting your weaknesses makes them your strengths. And the result, you will be truly confident making the sounds, okay? So let's see how this is done, looking at our steps now. So day 1 to day 5, go back over the last 5 days and find the difficult words. Then listen to their pronunciation 5 times for each. Guys, remember, these numbers I'm giving you, they are important. So don't listen to it 3 times and say, I'm okay. Do it 5 times. Trust me, it's going to make a difference, okay? Then, after you've listened to the words, you're going to, again, look in the mirror and repeat them 10 times. Always remembering the shape of your mouth, okay? Now, we're getting to our last day, day number 7. Day number 7 is where you're going to record and play. Yep, you're going to record yourself. Now, the focus of day number 7 is comparing your sound with the sound of a native English speaker. In other words, you will closely analyze your pronunciation. And this is important because you can hear clearly the progress you have made. And the result will be you will improve faster and gain confidence. Now, let's look at the steps for how this is actually done. You're going to record yourself saying the words from day 2 and day 5. That means a total of 50 words. Again, remember, you're not memorizing these words. You're just reading them. So don't worry, don't stress, okay? After you've recorded yourself, the next thing you're going to do is actually listen to the recording and make a note of your mistakes. So again, I had Frank, first, family, far. Let's say I had these words, and I record my voice. And when I listen to it, I realize that Frank, I did that pretty good. Family, okay, pretty good. First, I realized that first was a problem for me. So Frank and family, no problem at all. However, first is the word that I didn't really do properly. And I make a note. Again, look at my notes. I put a mark next to that word. Then the next thing I'll do is record the wrong ones over again 2 times and listen. So again, I'll go back and record again and say first, until I get it correct. That's what you need to do. Again, if you follow this, guys, I guarantee that your pronunciation will improve. Don't worry about not having a native English speaker next to you. You can do it. So again, guys, this 7-day plan is going to help you master English pronunciation. Guys, I really hope you enjoyed this week's lesson. Remember, if you want to keep studying with me, you can join my academy. You'll see it on the bottom of your screen right now, the Speak English with Tiffani Academy. I would love to be your permanent teacher. I hope you have a great week, and remember to speak English.